Hey, what's up, YouTube? So, my favorite car got all smashed up, and I was debating whether or not I actually started parting it out to put it up, and I don't know, nobody's got any money in my area, so not a lot happening there. And I started looking at it. Basically, I took all the carnage off. I'll show you that, and this is pretty much down to almost ready to. All the damage is off, and gonna start working. Well, I should say all damage is off. One thing I gotta do is I got this core. They call it a radiator core or coolant core support. That's kind of all banged up, and I gotta take that off. I've never done that. That's more of a fabrication job. But the more I look at it, it doesn't look too bad. And I said, what the heck, I might as well give this a shot. I'm trying to decide whether or not to pay somebody to do this or try it myself. Anyhow, I'm going to start. I was encouraged when I bypassed a few wires and stuff and got the engine to turn over. I didn't run it because it's missing my coolant, but just kind of bump started to position my distributor, and that was pretty encouraging. I was like, man, this thing, I bet you would fire up. And so I decided, what the heck, I'm going to give it a shot and restore it. I actually have another engine I was starting to work on to replace this one. I want to put a Y8 in there. This is a Y7. You can tell by the intake. The Y7s are up on top. The Y8s have the traditional side intake. And so it's going to be kind of interesting. I'll probably get this one up and running because I really like this car a lot. And then I'll probably go do an engine swap. I kind of want to put a B series in there, but I don't have any room to work, and I don't have a B series block to start with. If one comes along, maybe I'll consider that. Kind of toying around with maybe if I go Y8, which I probably will, that'll be my first engine build, and if I get it going, I'll put maybe after I get it running, if it runs, the engine seems to work well, maybe put a turbo on it, because I've always kind of wanted to play around with the turbo. I've never done one of those. Anyways, let me show you a couple of things of what I got going on here. Hold on, I'll show you some of the smashed up parts. So here's the graveyard there. Basically it's front bumper and the fenders, which I got in a different pile. The air conditioning unit really took a beating, so it's too bad because I wanted to save the fans off there. Fans are pretty expensive, so that's toast. So look at this. This kind of like took the brunt of the beating, and this is probably why it wouldn't start. His exhaust pipes were all smashed. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'll probably use it for now, and hoping the O2 sensor's okay. It's a little banged up, but it probably works. My radiator got busted up. You can see right there that broken's plastic, so got mashed in there. But the fan got saved. I'm gonna have to, do a little fixing on it. But if it works, that'll save me a lot of money right there, like 35 bucks. And plus, I like the OEM fans. Junkyard prices right now. The prices were really good when scrap prices were high, because they didn't care about plastic and stuff like this. But now that the prices of scrap metal is so low, it's kind of like, I bet you if I went to the wrecking yard and wanted that fan, they probably want $35 for it, and it's close to the price. It's probably $50 brand new. I'm not sure actually if this is OEM, is probably real expensive, but I ordered some parts and they're on the way. And today I got my distributor in, so I was going to film me putting that in. I thought I'd make a little video blog of me rebuilding it, the car, and getting it running. Another thing here I'll show you is I took my fenders off. I put these cruddy tires on there because, like I said, I was going to sell it as a parts car, but I didn't get any takers. And as I was waiting, I just started taking all the broken parts off. And so I got nicer tires. My hood's all banged up. Let me see if I can show you that. Hold on. So there's the hood's all smashed up. And so I'll probably pull that off. And I got some damage on the inside. Well, it's a little bit, not very much. So I'll probably pulling some plastic off the inside. Anyways, as I start rebuilding this, I'll show you what I do along the line. Today I'm gonna go grab my distributor and put the camera on a tripod for you, and I'll let you watch me rebuild the distributor. Alright, I'll be back. So today we're gonna be putting on these parts here. These are all OEM, and I got my distributor cap, distributor rotor. This is the set screw that goes in the rotor, right there, and new gasket, and I guess I call it a dust cover. Anyways, I'll show you how we put those all on there and get this get the distributor up and running. Alright, first thing I'm doing is place the gasket right there. You can see that gasket right there. Actually, unfortunately, it's already got a nick in it. It's brand new, but that's how it came. But compared to the old gasket, which is right there, it was broken. And also, let me show you how brittle it got over time. I'm just showing up a camera. It feels like it could almost snap. Yep, there it goes. It's so, you know, it's supposed to be a rubber gasket, and it's like spaghetti. That's how brittle it is. So anyways, and also what I did was hit it with some heavy-duty silicone free plug for CRC there. I use their products a lot. So I just sprayed some CRC on that gasket, and then wiped it off and placed it in there. And so next I'm going to put on the dust cover. I'll just show you that. Here's the dust cover. Nothing rocket science about that. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to get my CLP, and I'm going to lightly coat the shaft there that the rotor head goes on. That shaft right there. I'm going to lightly coat that, and probably the inside of the rotor. Just a light coat and wipe it all off. And just right inside there. And then what that will do is help prevent any corrosion, and also, you know, it's gun oil, so it'll allow it to easily slide off when it comes time to remove it for the changing. And again, I just spray it on and wipe it completely off, because the little bit of residue that's left behind is going to be, like I said, that's how the guns work, metal on metal. And I'm really pleased with that product. And so let me do that. I'm just going to spray it on, wipe it off. I'll be right back. Okay, I just want to show you when I say, you know, I wipe it off, I really do. Here's the, see if this zoom in on here. Here's the inside of it, and the outside, and you can't even see any because I literally did just spray it on and wipe it off. Same with this shaft here. You know, I just sprayed it on and then wiped it completely off, because it will leave a thin coating that you can't really see, but that'll lube and protect and clean that surface there. So now I'm ready to place the plastic shroud on. And next, see this showing up. Next, I'm just going to put the rotor on. It's beveled, so it'll only go on one way. Also, note, by cleaning that, it slid on really easy. And then this is the set screw. I recommend you replace these. They're only like $1. Go with OEM, so that you know it'll fit the shaft on there. Alright, it doesn't seem to be going in, and either the shaft is not an OEM shaft. That's why it's one good reason why to keep all your parts OEM when it comes to stuff. That way you know you have a good fit. But I got to get a magnet to get that out of there. And I'm going to see if I just don't have that lined up right, or why it's not going in. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I got the rotor on. This the machining of that screw is very tight tolerance, and I just didn't have the screw lined up quite right in there, and it all worked out well. I was a little bit worried that maybe that shaft was a slightly different size, but it's not. It seems to be a OEM spec size. So now I'm just gonna put on the cover. You want to make sure there's no grease or anything like that, and there's no damage in the inside. If you look at the big difference, if you look at the way that center piece there is, and then your secondary coil goes right there. I'll show you what it looks like in the old one. See, it's pretty tarnished up, and that actually looks like it's been having quite a bit of wear on it. The posts on this one actually look pretty good, but the center probe is kind of messed up a little bit. It probably works fine, but anyways, I got a new cap. Wasn't that expensive, and just trying to tell. You can tell this is OEM because it says Honda on it, and this looks like an aftermarket cap. They look pretty close to the same. Just trying to see that the differences are. This has the traditional A, which marks the #1 spot, but in another video I already told you, you just find this piece right here on the flat side. Whoops, I might be lying to you. I don't think that actually, yeah, you find the screw and you go up. So I guess C is the #1 spot, and then it should go 1, you skip 2, 3, 4, and then 2. And I'll double verify all that, but that should be right. Anyways, I'm just going to put the cap on now. It just says Phillips screwdrivers. I like to use the sockets on those. We'll see how it goes on. See if it's in the camera there. Yeah, so I'm just going to put those in. I think I'm going to switch to the socket. I like the feel of the socket on those type of ends anyways. I believe it's an 8mm. Let me check. Nah, it's probably 10mm. So I got to get a different socket. Oh, actually, this is not even a, this is the wrong socket. Anyways, let me go get a socket and we'll finish putting that on. Okay, we're pretty much done. I just finished tightening up the distributor cap. And they were 8mm sockets there. I don't have much more to say. Maybe just point out one quick thing here. Again, I overemphasize this, but you don't want to hook this up. And the OEM cap, for some reason, the C, you'd think they use A. The C is the #1 spark plug. And again, the method I like to use is, you see how it's got a flat side right there? If you go to the screw on the curve side and just go up that way, that's always going to be your #1 plug there. So I'm just going to hook up my spark plugs in the order of 1, 3, 4, and 2. And I'm not quite liking the way the #3 spark plug feels. It doesn't feel nice, snappy, tight in there. So I'm just going to take something and kind of mushroom out. Let me show you what the ends of that look like. See if I can zoom in here while I'm Can't quite see what I'm doing here. See, it's kind of like a hollow center. So I'm just going to widen that up a little bit, put something in there and kind of push it out and get a little bit tighter seal. You want nice tight seals on those spark plugs there, or your spark plug cap. Anyways, after I do that, then I'm pretty much done with doing the distributor, and then I'll pick the next part as it moves along, or parts come in, and I'll show you how I put those on. Try to get this rebuild. Something that I'm kind of looking at is I might take off this front end myself. Trick is so I take the front end off, then I can't put like the radiator on. And then I'm kind of committed to doing it. But it looks like you just drill out. I'll show you. I think you just drill out these spot welds, and then this whole front end comes off. Next thing is the OEM. The OEM front end. They call it a radiator core support, cooling core support, front core support. Whatever you want to call it. The front end. You can get the Honda OEM one's about $318, and on eBay and on the internet you can order one for about $100. Thing is the OEM one, you know, all those holes. There's tons of holes. Let me show you. All these holes for whatever external parts are gonna be for sure matching up, and if you buy an aftermarket one, something might not have a hole in it. You might end up having to drill something or customize it. So, but 300 versus 100 is kind of a big. That's pretty expensive too. $300 is what you buy a used motor for these days. But anyways, just kind of showing you what I'm thinking about in the future. Hope you like this video. If you like it, hit like. If you subscribe, you'll see more updates as I get working on this. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.